Oh, you have a buddy. All right, everyone. Welcome to a 45-minute express flow. We're going to start in a child's pose. Allison is going to be demonstrating, and I'll be leading you through it since my back is still having issues. So come down into a child's pose. Whichever variation of child's pose is calling to you today. Maybe the knees are wide, maybe the knees are together, maybe your arms are by your side. Maybe your arms are reaching towards the top of your mat. Just finding that shape. Starting to feel yourself grounding down, settling in. And then maybe setting an intention for your practice. Bringing your attention to your body, your breath, allowing any other thoughts to wait until the end of your practice today. And then bringing your focus to your breath. Taking nice, long, deep breaths. Feeling the chest expand and the belly rise with the inhales. And on the exhales, releasing down, grounding down. Maybe doing a body scan, starting at the top of your head, working your way down, noticing any areas of tightness or pain. And then being mindful of those areas during your practice today. Maybe rolling your head side to side, stretching out the neck, waking up the third eye. And then coming back to that stillness. Reaching your hands all the way over to the right side, feeling a stretch in the left side of the body. Feeling the spine nice and long. The ribs separating a little bit with each inhale. And then coming back through center. And taking the hands over to the left. Feeling that stretch on the right side this time. Reaching long from the fingertips all the way to the hip. Inhale, coming back through center. And maybe you take your hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Maybe you pull the hands towards the wall behind you or even up towards the ceiling, feeling a stretch in the shoulders. And then slowly releasing the hands back towards the top of the mat. On an inhale, slowly coming up into a tabletop position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, and going through a few cat-cows, letting your breath lead your movement. The inhales drop the belly. The exhales arch the back. Starting to feel that breath and movement connection. Stretching the spine. And going through one more round. And coming back to neutral. Inhale, raising your right fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, thread it through, come down onto your shoulder. Left hand can stay supporting you. You can walk it to the top of your mat. You can wrap it around your back, whatever feels good to you. And on an inhale, using that left hand, pushing yourself back up, right fingertips rise, and set it down. On an inhale, lifting the left fingertips. And exhale, thread it through, coming down onto this side, settling in, knowing you have options for that right arm. On an inhale, using the right hand, pushing yourself back up, left fingertips rise, and set it down. Taking some organic movement here, whatever feels good to you, maybe forward and back, side to side, maybe rolling out the neck. Maybe flicking bugs. And coming back to neutral. On an inhale, right leg goes straight out behind you like you're stepping on the wall. And then left hand comes forward, finding that reach, pulling the belly button in, long spine. And exhale, set it down. Come into the other side, inhale, left leg goes back, and right hand goes forward. This side might be a little harder to balance, or maybe it's easier. That's normal. And exhale, setting it down. Inhale, tucking your toes, and exhale, push back, down dog. Take some time to find your down dog. Pedal out the feet, bend the knees. Maybe play around with the placement of your feet, wider or more narrow, closer or further away from your hands. Just playing around with it. Wherever you're at, spreading your fingers wide, engaging shoulders, belly pushing towards the thighs. On an inhale, coming forward to a high plank. Then on an exhale, pushing back to your down dog. Doing that 4 more times with your breath. Inhales bring you forward. Exhales push you back. Keeping the core and the belly tight the whole time. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And at the end of the third breath, walking your feet forward to meet your hands and just folding forward. Maybe you bend the knees, maybe you grab elbows, sway side to side, rock forward and back. Feeling a stretch in the back of the legs. And releasing the hands down. On an inhale, slowly rolling all the way up, reaching up, looking up. And on an exhale, hands come to heart center. Closing the eyes, take a moment, think of one thing you're grateful for. Opening the eyes, inhale, reach back up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank, and then taking your option, either a chaturanga or pushing straight back to down dog. Inhale, walk or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Interlacing the fingers, leaving the first fingers out. Straightening the arms, grounding down through the feet. And then on an exhale, pulling over to the right, stretching the left side of the body. Pulling the left shoulder back. Inhale, coming back through center, straightening the arms again, grounding down again. And on an exhale, pulling over to the left, pushing the hips to the right this time. Inhale, back through center. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, take your flow, or push through a down dog. Inhale, walk or float, top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Interlacing the fingers again. First finger stays out. Really grounding down this time. Pull in on the belly button. And then if you want, take a slight back bend. Bring your arms next to your ears. Bring them back with you. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, take your flow, or push back to down dog. One more time. Inhale, walk or float, top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, take your flow. Take 3 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, right leg rises. Bend the knee, open the hip. Trying to keep the chest square. Maybe take movement in the ankle, the knee, or the hip. And then straightening the leg, stepping forward, warrior one. Back foot is completely on the mat. Push through the heel all the way up through that back leg. Trying to square the hips. Front knee over front ankle, belly button pulls in. On an exhale, dropping the hands down behind you, interlacing the fingers. Taking a slight back bend, and then exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Keeping equal weight in both feet, squeezing the knee in towards the shoulder. Inhale, slowly coming back up into your warrior one. And on an exhale, open to warrior two, turning that back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Shoulders are over hips. Hips and shoulders open to the side this time. Flipping your front palm, reverse reach back. Feel length in that side of the body. Then on an exhale, come forward into your extended side angle. Maybe you place your forearm on your thigh. Maybe your hand comes to the floor or a block. Keeping the chest nice and open. Don't sink into the shoulder. Both legs are nice and strong. From here, left hand is going to come down to the mat. Right hand goes up towards the ceiling. Left heel comes up, coming into a revolved high lunge. Take as many movements as you need to get there. Strong back leg, heel is lifted, belly button pulls in. From here, weight goes into your left hand, stepping your right foot back, coming into a side plank. So again, take as many movements as you want. Lifting through your hips, through your shoulders. Exhale, both hands come down, high plank. And your choice, pushing back to down dog or taking your flow. Taking a couple deep breaths here, reset. On your next inhale, left leg rises. Bend the knee, open the hip. And again, choice to take movement on this side. And then straightening the leg, stepping it forward, warrior one on this side. Checking in again. Make sure that front knee isn't falling in. Send it towards the third or fourth toe. Back thigh is nice and strong. Hips are working towards the top of the mat. On an exhale, dropping the hands down behind you. Interlace the fingers. Taking a slight back bend and fold forward, humble warrior. Keep breathing even though you're folding. Inhale, slowly coming up back into your warrior one. And on an exhale, opening to warrior two. Checking in, pushing through the outer edge of that back foot. Tailbone pulls in, belly button pulls in. Front leg is nice and strong. Flip the front palm, reverse, reach back. Finding length in the left side of the body. And then exhale, coming forward into your extended side angle on this side. And again, knowing you have options for that left arm. Chest is open. Maybe you pull the right shoulder back a little bit. Right hand comes down to the mat. Right heel lifts, left arm lifts. Revolved high lunge. Lifting that heel as high as you can. Belly button is pulling in during the twist. Weight goes into the right hand, stepping the left foot back, coming into your side plank. Again, you can take a couple steps back, not a problem. Trying to stack the shoulders and the hips here. Exhale, left hand comes down, coming into your high plank, and taking your option, pushing back to down dog or taking a flow. A couple deep breaths here. Inhale, walk or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, sinking the hips low, belly button pulls in, tailbone tucks. Weight is in the heels. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. And then twisting to the right, taking your left upper arm outside your right thigh, trying to bring your hands back to center, making sure the knees stay in alignment with each other. Exhale, fold forward. Heel toe to feet, hip distance apart. Peace fingers grab the big toes. Maybe you bend your knees here. On an inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, using the arms, pulling yourself down. Trying to pull your belly onto your thighs. Letting the upper body release. No tension in the jaw or the neck. Releasing the big toes. Heel toe to feet back together. And on an inhale, come back up into your chair pose. On an exhale, hands come to heart center. And this time twisting to the left. Right upper arm comes outside the left thigh, pushing the hands towards the middle of the chest. Weight stays in the heels. Option to look up or down or straight ahead. Try not to strain the neck. And exhale, fold forward. Heel toe the feet, hip distance apart. This time, palms facing up, go underneath the feet, toes come to the wrist crease. You may need to take a larger bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Really using the arms to pull you down here. Feeling that stretch in the back of the legs and in your back. Stepping off of your hands. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back and take your flow or push to a down dog. Taking a couple deep breaths here. Inhale, walk or float to the top of your mat. And then bend your knees, come down onto your back. You can bring your knees into your chest, roll around, massage your spine. Whatever feels good to you here. Trying to slow your heart rate, slow the breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to set up for a bridge pose. Taking your feet hip distance apart, heels close to your butt. On an inhale, lifting up, lifting the hips, the lower back, the middle back. Maybe you roll your shoulders under. Maybe you clasp your hands, maybe robot arms, maybe grabbing the edges of your mat. Trying to keep your knees pointing forward. You don't have to squeeze your thighs together, but have that action of really activating your thighs and squeezing them towards each other. Exhale, release down. Separating your feet enough that your knees can fall in on each other. Breathing deeply, coming back to that breath. Setting up for bridge pose again. On an inhale, lifting up. Maybe you take a different arm variation this time, or maybe not. Your choice. Really focusing on bringing the chest up. Keeping the neck nice and neutral. Try not to hold any tension in the jaw. And exhale, slowly releasing down. Again, separating the feet, letting the knees fall in on each other. And then one more time, your choice, bridge or wheel. Taking the time to set it up. And coming into whichever option you want on the inhale. On the exhale, releasing down. Soles of the feet come together. Knees fall out wide. Maybe one hand goes to the heart and one hand goes to the belly. Feeling that connection. Feeling grounded. On an inhale, bringing the knees back up, feet back to the floor. Crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, flexing the right foot, pushing the knee away from the body. And then if you want, you can grab underneath the shin or the thigh and bring the knees in closer, or you can stay where you're at. Your choice. Opening up that right hip. Letting the exhales release a little tension in that right side. Let it go. Taking 2 more deep breaths. And at the end of the second breath, releasing down. And then switching it out. Right foot comes to the floor, left ankle crosses over, flexing the foot, pushing the knee away. And then if you want, reaching underneath, bringing the knees closer. Trying to stay on the center of the spine, not rocking to one side or the other. 2 more of your own deep breaths. And at the end of the second breath, just releasing down. You can bring both knees into the chest, maybe take one hand on each knee, take them in big circles, opposite directions, let the hips release. And then coming into a happy baby, grabbing the outside edges of the feet, pushing the tailbone down, bringing the knees in towards the armpits, maybe rocking side to side, maybe straighten one leg and then the other. Whatever feels good to you, listening to your body. And then bringing the knees back together, opening the arms out to a T. And on an exhale, dropping the knees over to the right, pushing through the left shoulder, coming into a twist. Really bringing the focus to those nice deep breaths here. Inhale, coming back through center. And on an exhale, dropping the knees over to the left, pushing through the right shoulder. On an inhale, coming back through center. And taking any last movements that are calling to you. When you're ready, finding a comfortable resting position, whatever that is for you today. Maybe it's laying on your back with your arms long, legs long. Maybe it's on your side. Maybe it's legs up against the wall. Just finding what's comfortable for you. Maybe you have a visitor. Whatever shape you choose to be in, allow yourself to fully release down, let go. Feel the connection with the earth. Take a moment to give yourself credit for showing up on your mat. No matter how much or how little you did, you took the time for yourself. And then finding a place of stillness, letting your practice sink in. Shavasana. Slowly starting to bring your awareness back. Small movements in fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Rolling the head side to side. Taking the arms overhead for one last big full body stretch. And rolling over onto one side. Taking one last moment. Appreciation for the body, the breath, and the earth supporting you. And making your way up to a seated position and bringing your hands to heart center. I thank you for practicing with me today. Taking time to honor your body and your mind. And thank you for trusting me to guide you. I hope the rest of your day is happy and peaceful. Thumbs to forehead center. Namaste. Thank you.